Come in, everyone. Thank you guys for being patient. Waiting 10 minutes, quite a while, but here we are today. I'll go through the format real quickly. So today we're going to be doing team reveals. The first team hasn't revealed, unfortunately, but Ely Police is in Group A. And then after this, we'll do a feature match to, build some hype. You guys see what you guys are up for this Saturday's tournament. And then after that, we'll fully reveal the group stages. I'm joined by Ahmed here. We'll be talking about each team, everyone individually, what we think about them. Since me and Ahmed play a lot of, solo queue, played a lot of the ladder. We've encountered a ton of you guys on the leaderboard, so we have some good insight into what you guys play and what you might want to ban out against specific teams.
Yeah, keen to get into this. There's been a lot of work in the background for this tournament. It's good to get into the teams, to get the hype built up, because starting in 2 days with the new patch dropping, so it's very exciting.
Yeah, the new patch dropping. It seems like with our tournaments, we always have the tournaments occurring when the patch drops, so we'll see if anyone picks up the new character. I think it's going to release later tonight, 3 AM. But yeah, massive shout outs to Snoo for putting in all the work with the scenery, the panels. They look amazing. Also shout out to Jet for hosting the tournament as well and streaming. I don't think my stream could handle it, considering what was happening just before. But yeah, I'm happy to get into it. So Ely Police is the first team that's on screen now. And I believe this team... Yeah, exactly. There we go. So Ely Police... Oh, James Gamers. Sorry, wrong panel. All good. James Gamers, who have John Wheeler, Coinks, and SPV. This true stack, I've played against it quite a bit on my various accounts. I think these guys are like all around plat level, diamond level. From memory, I think Coinks is pretty flexible. From memory.
Yeah, I've seen these players in Diamond for sure. John Wheeler specifically, very early on in the Mega Strikers, was playing pretty actively. Very good on the Estelle, I believe. Same with Coinks, who's been playing a lot more recently. Very flexible, like you mentioned. Often see him playing goalie and forward. Yeah,
they play both roles. I think he just chooses flex in range. But I have done some research and I've looked into their core strikes and seen what they play. And I believe in this team, it looks like Coinks will probably be the goalie, SPV the midfielder, and John Wheeler their striker. I haven't seen John Wheeler in a while, but I know Coinks and SPV play quite a bit, duo queue. And yeah, looking at what they play, Coinks playing a lot of Doobie and Kai. Plays a bit of Alice as well, which is interesting. There's a couple of Alice players in this tournament, so I wonder if they can make the Alice work. It's quite of a unique pick. What do you reckon, Ahmed?
Yeah, he might pull out the pocket Alice pick, pull some people off guard.
Yeah, for sure. Now moving on to SPV, who I stated was the midfielder. I actually played a couple of games with him earlier this week, and he plays a bit of Kai, a bit of Estelle, a bit of Amy, the typical midfielder picks. And I think his Kai is actually really good. I remember one game he just completely carried me. I was just sitting and watching him just break the goalie's ankle. So I think Kai might be a potential ban for this guy. It's pretty scary on it. What about you, Harmon? Have you ever played against SPV?
I haven't played against SPV much. I did look at their core strike. I think that they've got a few games on Estelle, so they might be one of the comfortable picks as well.
Yeah, Estelle might be a pretty spicy pick as well in this tournament. And finally, move on to John Wheeler. He's the forward, so just typical picks, Juliet, Asher. He also plays a bit of Kai, but seeing that SPV plays Kai, I don't think they'll play the double range like Estelle and Kai. So I probably expect the Juliet, Asher, and X on this team. Anything to add to that?
No, I think that's spot on. I think we've covered off their compositions.
Yeah, there you go. James Gamers. Very interesting name. We can move on to the next team now, which is Dilf Dozen. This is actually Ahmed's team. So we've got Ahmed, Monk Yatsu, and Grandy Senpai. And I am aware that you guys have a bit of a history together. You guys are all OCE players. What I'm here, so I would like to know how you guys got to find each other, how long you've known each other, and what's the synergy like with the three of you?
Yeah, we're pretty good friends. We've known each other for maybe 3 or 4. I've known them for 3 or 4 years now. They've known each other for a bit longer. But yeah, we get along really well, which helps a lot with the synergy, especially in practice, because we all know how to improve, what to focus on, and we stay focused is the main thing. Yeah,
definitely. I think you guys are amazing players, all three of you. I have had my fair share of getting broken by this Ahmed guy in solo queues. Amazing, very good player. four accounts in Challenger, 1 account in a Mega. This guy is a force to be reckoned with.
Decent player.
Yeah, he's alright, it seems like. The armor class seems alright. Looking at this team though, I think it's very obvious where you guys are playing, Obviously you're gonna be the goalie. I feel like Grand D midfield and Monk in the front, right? The striker.
Yeah, I won't leak too much, but the forwards might swap it up a bit, but I'm definitely on goalie.
Gotcha. I'm gonna leak a bit of Ahmed's picks here, so my apologies, but it looks like, this guy's very flexible anyway. He plays, the typical goalies, Kai, Duvu. Looks like he's been playing a bit of Estelle as well, and some Asher. I won't ask you too much about it, I don't want to leak your strats, but yeah, that's the picks for Ahmed if you guys are looking to ban this man out. But it's kind of hard, man. This guy's kind of crazy, that's all I'm gonna say. Moving on to Grandy, I've played with this guy a lot in solo queue. He plays a lot of Era. I've seen him sometimes on the Estelle as well. But looking at his core strike, he also plays with Juliet, Asher, Juno, and X. So yeah, like you said, it looks like they can switch it up between Grandy and Monk. They finally move on to Monk. I remember watching this guy in the past 2 tournaments. This guy's amazing with his core strike and his aim, his ankle breaking. Definitely someone to watch out for in this tournament. And his picks are pretty diverse too. Pretty famous for this Juliet, but I've seen him playing a bit of Asher lately, bit of Jakar, bit of Juno, X and Kai as well. But yeah, that's it for Dilf Dozers. We can move on to the next team. Alright, Team E for EEP. I think I would assume it's pronounced EEP. We got LW Endless, yep, Essia, and Paper Flare, a notorious tri-stack that I faced against with my old try with Rixie and Cameron. These guys Omega farmed us. Have you ever encountered this 3-stack Ahmed?
Absolutely. I think if you're a part of the community, you'll know these guys very well. Especially Paper Flare, known for his Estelle. His scoring on Estelle is probably some of the best scoring combos that he pulls off in the matches. He can get a bit frustrated though because everyone knows about it and bans him out. So it's going to be interesting to see that in the tournament with the 1-ban system as well.
Yeah, completely agree with you. Paper Flare very notorious for his stealth pick, but he's been on the Juno arc lately, so it's your choice. You either ban out his Estelle or his Juno, up to you guys. And then going back to this track, they play very, very well together. I remember when I was getting completely destroyed by really Essia. I think Essia is really good at his and understands how to play his role, the midfield role. He's so good at intercepting the ball, so good at getting core control and just getting the ball to Paper Flare so that he's allowed to make those plays. And Endless as well, very solid goalie. I've seen lately though, there's a little bit of a meme going on with this guy. Apparently he was 1 win off Charlie, but now he's hovering flat. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully he comes back up soon.
Yeah, Essia is one of the midfielders that has impressed me the most in ranked games because he seems to adapt his playstyle a lot based on his teammates, and he is actually pretty flexible, even though he prefers to play mainly Era and Juliet. His knowledge on the game is pretty high. Just by playing them, you can tell.
Yeah, completely agree. He has very good game awareness and game knowledge. For sure, his position is impeccable. But going on to what they play, so Endless, I feel like his Kai is pretty notorious. He's very, very good on Kai, but he's also been dabbling in the Estelle, some bit of Luna, also some Rune as well.
Very flexible.
He's very flexible. He's got a lot of picks. Going to Essia, Essia, I've seen a lot of his Era, but he also plays some Juliet, Asher, and X. I haven't really seen his Asher or X before, but I've definitely seen his Juliet and Era. His Era is definitely something to consider if you guys want to ban him out. And moving on to Paper Flare, so like we said, his crazy stealth flare probably going to get banned out for the 20, but we'll see. Also playing some Juno and some Asher and Amy, which is interesting. Looking at the course, I haven't seen his Amy yet. Have you seen his Amy, Ahmed?
I haven't seen his Amy, no.
Yeah, maybe it's his pocket pick. But yeah, that's it for
leaked.
Yeah, leaked. That is it for Team E. We can move on to the 4th team, which is Team Snoo Dish. I think, based on the name, I think Snoo was originally on this team, but since she's the tournament organizer, she was unable to play, which is a shame. I think Snoo is actually a really good player. It would have been awesome to watch her participate or compete, but since she's been busy making all these amazing visuals and stuff, it's kind of hard to balance practicing and all that. So shout out to Snoo for being real on it, putting all this together. But Snoo Ditch looks like it consists of Aurelia, Lunas, and Imagine Agent, which is quite a unique combo that I've never seen before.
So Imagine Agent, I've seen him a lot in ranked. He's actually a pretty solid keeper. Even though Snoo left the team, they managed to find the sub pretty quickly. and
Mm.
he has been. There's some crazy saves he pulls in ranked, so I'm not surprised that he's on this team because Lunes and Aurelio, everyone knows that they're arguably the two best midfielders in the region. So
For sure.
they picked him up and they've been practicing, and they're probably one of the favorites to win this, honestly.
Yeah, I like the point how you made the two most like best midfielders, which is interesting. I wonder who's going to be playing like the forward role, the striker role, on this team. And going back to Imagination, I have played him a couple times in the ladder, and yeah, his dude is very very solid. So that's definitely a pick that you need to consider batting out. And yeah, like you said, they did find a good replacement for Snoo. But by looking at Imagination's core strike, it looks like he's only very limited with his picks. Doobie and Kai for his goalie. Not sure if he's been practicing any other picks, but we'll see. And then move on to Lunas, who I would presume is their midfielder. He is very flexible. Same with Rally. They're both very flexible. It's very hard to. It's very difficult to ban out these. Lunas is an insane player. I've only had the honor to play with him and against him a couple times in the ladder, but this man, he can actually 1v9 solo carry games. So definitely another player to watch out for in this tournament. And look at his core strike. Looks like he's been playing a lot of Amy, Rune, some Error. I've seen his X as well. He likes to punch people and bully them. So his X is actually really good. Same with Aurelia's X as well. And also Estelle, Julian Kai. So very, very deep striker pool. It's going to be hard to target this guy. Anything else to add to that?
It's going to be very hard to weaken this team with a ban because of how flexible they are. They're definitely just going to be performing regardless of the bans, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly right. And moving on to Aurelia, it's pretty much the same, or very similar to Lunez, you know. It's pretty much the same exact champ pool with some more brawlers like Drakara and some Luna as well, and Asher. But yeah, same idea with Lunez. Like both of these players are very flexible, very, very solid with their game knowledge and awareness. So this is a team to look out for in the tournament.
Yeah, and one more thing to add is these are like some of the most flexible players in the region, and with the new striker dropping, I think it's tonight or maybe tomorrow. These might be some of the players that pick up that striker the quickest in the region. So that's another thing to be scared of when you're up against this team.
Agreed, completely agree. All right, that's it for Team Snooze Ditch. We can move on to the fifth team, which is Pink Leeches. I would assume that is pronounced, and this team consists of beaches. Oh, Pink Beaches. Oh, okay, I see that.
I didn't realize that.
You're kind of smart, buddy. Alright, Pink Beaches. My apologies. And this team consists of Spider, Mummy Az, Bandita, TTV, and Lee or B? Maybe B.
Probably B, yeah.
Probably B. Alright, gotcha. Okay, Pink Beaches and B. Alright, so this B person is actually one individual I have not really seen much in solo queue. Up to this point, everyone I've so far that's been named, I've played against, I've played with, but B, I haven't really seen them. What about you, Ahmed?
I haven't seen them either, no. I've only seen the duo.
Yeah, the duo. Yeah, they tend to do a lot, Spider, Mummy, Az. And they actually played it with them early today. But yeah, it seems like they play very specific picks. Like for example, Bandita. I always see Bandita playing the Arrow. I'm not too sure if she plays any other characters. And I know Spider Mummy is very, very comfortable on the do, but I've seen her play some Kai. It's not too bad, I would say. That's what I'd say. And Lee, I haven't played against him that much, but I have core strike him, and it seems like he plays a bit of Juliet. And that's really it. Very, very narrow striker pool, but maybe they're like crazy one trades and they could turn up, like upset the tournament. What do you reckon, Ahmed?
I think with unknown players you played against less, they could always pull something off. I've run into Bandita a lot in ranked, and their era, they get a lot of kills with the Tornado, which is actually something to be really scared of as a goalie, especially if you play Tubu. Tubu's slow and a big hitbox, you can definitely die to error a lot. And if they're playing that aggressive, it's something to look out for.
Yeah, definitely agree. I've seen Bandita pull off some nutty error ultis, and like you said with Dubis, the huge hitbox, he just gets stuck to the ulti and gets dragged all the way into the goal zone and dies. So
yeah, exactly.
Better watch out for the error ultis. Alright, that's it for Pink Beaches and B's team. Move on to the next team, Team ZZZ, which is really Team ZDZ or Team DZZ Dizzy. But this team consists of Zenasis. Yeah, a bit confusing. Zenasis, Dandy, and Zinnia. And Zenasis is actually a two-time tourney winner. Maybe he can come back and win a third one in a row. It's going to be very interesting. What do you reckon, Ahmed?
Two-time winner and recently Omega. This guy is an absolute beast. Definitely one of the best goalies in the region. It's going to be really, really hard to score against this guy, especially with Zinnia in the midfield as well. Zinnia has crazy core control and is pretty flexible as well, so it's hard to ban them out.
Yeah.
Paired with Dandy. Dandy is a very aggressive striker. Usually just plays brawlers, but it plays them really well. Knows how to kill, knows how to score, knows how to pressure. So this is a very, very scary team.
Yeah, definitely agree with all your points. And yeah, congrats to Zenasis as well for reaching Omega. Huge stuff. And yeah, like basically what Armin said, these three play very well together. They play a lot with each other. I played against them a couple times with my own stack, and yeah, they've definitely know the game very well. And Zinni is just so good at getting the ball up to Danny to allow him to just flourish in those 1v1 against the goalie. But yeah, looking at their picks, Zenasis, he's very, very infamous on his Kai. His Kai is very difficult to score against. I've struggled a lot against this Kai, but he also dabbles in the Dubu every now and then. Zinnia, I've seen her play a lot of Juno lately, but I know she plays, some Amy, some Asher, and Era. And Dandy, he just likes to punch. He's playing Julia, he's playing X, playing Asher. So, yeah, those are the picks for this team. Anything else to add to that, Ahmed?
No, I think we covered that spot on.
Yeah, all good. We can move on to the next team, which is DDP Prison Wardens, which is a quite interesting name. I'm not sure where they got that from. Very interesting. This team consists of Ren, Waters Tiger, and Slip Factory. I haven't seen Ren in a while, but I know he's a pretty crack player. He likes to play Asher. Waters Tiger and Slip Factory I've played against as well. And Slip Factory is a very interesting individual. Like he plays a lot of Alice, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, he has been proving a lot recently in ranked matches. You can tell he's got a lot of cracked saves. He plays Atlas really well. But the question to ask is, can he perform on the other goalies? Because there is a ban. People recognize he plays a lot of Atlas. Can he perform on the other characters is the question.
Exactly right. And yeah, his Atlas is actually really good. I've played against that, and sometimes it's so hard to score against Atlas. Atlas has really good anti-shove ability, but he can lack in the early game if you are able to get the corner control and wait out his cooldowns and get it in. But so actually seems to be very, very good in Alice. I've also seen him dabble in the Juno and Estelle as well, but not too sure how that would go. Move on to Whitest Tiger, who I would assume is their midfielder. I know Whitest Tiger plays a lot of Era. Played a lot with him on his errors. Era's pretty clean. He's got good awareness, good passing, good positioning, so it's a pretty solid player. He also plays a little bit of Amy as well, something else to consider. And then Ren, like I said, plays a lot of Asher and seen a little bit of his Juliet as well. Anything else to add to that?
No, I think you covered that perfectly.
I think that's, all good for DDP Prison Wardens. Love the name. Alright, moving on to the next team. Team Elo Police. Also a very notorious team here. Formed for specific reasons, not sure why. But yeah, this team consists of Mr. Ayo, Sneko, and Kevfon. A very, very stacked team, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is the only team with 2 Omegas, which is pretty scary to go up against. With Ayo being arguably the best striker in the region, very flexible as well, hard to ban out. I'm not too sure what roles Suneko and Kevfan will be playing because they're both pretty flexible. We could see some swaps mid-game, mid-match, depending on the matchup, the comps they play against. Very interesting.
Definitely agree, yeah. The 2 Omega, that's actually something I didn't even realize. Yeah, congrats to Ayo as well and Suneko on reaching Omega. It's huge stuff for a small region like ours. And yeah, this is a very, very stacked team. And like you said, going on your point about how, they can be flexible. I've seen them even in the middle of a game swap out goalies and midfielder every now and then. It's kind of like an XP strategy I think they run. It's very interesting, but I haven't seen it too much in my actual ranked games. Yeah, but leads, it's the tech. Watch out for that. Strats. But yeah, like you said, I also want to mention about Ayo, how he's so flexible on all his picks. Like he's made a bunch of accounts, he's learning basically every single character in the game, and he's just so good at everything. His positioning, his core striking, his corner clicking, it's all top tier, sorry.
And he might pull out the new striker as well. It's another thing to keep in mind, depending on how good the striker is, or if they're even a forward. It could be a goalie. Yeah,
definitely agree. And I would list who they play, but really they just play everyone. So that's all you guys do, guys. Good luck banning out this team. That's all for Elite Plays. We can move on to the next team, which is Don't Core Strike Us. Which is pretty funny now. I like that. And this team consists of Mirror Image, Dublix, and Zami. What are your thoughts on these people, Ahmed?
This is another pretty scary team. Dublix, obviously known for his Luna, very good Luna player, arguably the best Luna in the region.
Agreed.
He can perform on other characters for sure, but with that, I'm assuming most players will be, or most teams will be banning out the Luna. But by doing that, you're going to be enabling Mirror Image, and Mirror Image is a pretty good brawler, but also knows how to score really well. It's kind of hard to find players that are good at brawling and scoring. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, definitely agree. Duelix, yeah, also hitting challenger. Congrats to that. That's huge. And like you said, his Luna, it's crazy how he gets the angles and just seizes the opportunity to score and force the ball. And it's wild. I've played with this man so much, and I still get surprised every time he pulls out the Luna Dash or Luna Rocket or even just the Luna Ulti just to get some crazy KOs or scores. And then moving on to Mirror Image, I've played against him and with him a lot as well recently. Seems to be picking up the game. I'm aware he's a controller player and he loves his Julia. It's just the way he can maneuver the map and keep the core control is also crazy. Mirror Image is definitely someone to look out for as well in this tournament. And then Zami, I haven't seen Zami too much lately in the rankings. I know he still plays, but I know Zami is very good on the Kai as well from memory.
Yeah, Zami started playing a lot more recently. I think he took a little bit of a break, but he is quite a flexible keeper as well. So he's going to be picking his comfort pick. I'm not even sure at this point what his comfort pick is because he's that flexible. He plays a different keeper pretty much, or a different striker every game. He's on goalie pretty much.
Yeah, he's got really good awareness and good positioning on the goalie. So it's going to be hard to get past him. And then for this team, I would assume most teams will ban out Duelix in the list. So we'll see what he'll pull out. Maybe the Rune, maybe the Stell. Someone with mix control, I would assume. Even Amy, maybe. We'll see. We'll see, yep. That's all for Don't Course right up now. I'll move on to the final team. Team Beast Buddies. Love the name. Team Beast Buddies consists of Fufu, Rixie, and Kura. I think this is also another mega stacked team. What do you reckon, Ahmed?
Yeah, this is definitely another power team to be scared of. Fufu, obviously, very early player, very good brawler, very good forward, knows how to play the game. Is honestly, in my books, probably the best brawler, or one of the best brawlers at least. Top 3 for sure. He just consistently gets those kills on Drakkar, the scariest Drek to play against. You don't want to be playing against it. Moving on to Rixie. Rixie actually wasn't really known to the community as much. He was mainly just playing a lot of unranked, but he started grinding ranked recently. Definitely a solid and flexible midfielder that can set up a lot of goals and defend at the same time. He understands the game very well. The same with Kruha. Kruha's popped out of nowhere pretty much. He's climbed the rank recently, hit a mega, which is a massive achievement. Very comfortable on Kai. Very good on Dubu, but there's still a bit of a gap compared to his Kai. So we might be seeing some Kai bans against this team.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with everything you say. Like Rixie and Kura under the radar until they recently joined the server, and now they're just royalty. These guys are insane. And like I've had the pleasure of playing Rixie. Ton of games with Rixie, and like that man is absolutely insane. He can just the flow of the game, the pace of the game he can create, and the space he can create for your team is immaculate. So definitely someone to look out for. And same with Fufu. Fufu's recently returned since this team I think requested him to play, so that's why he's back playing. But it's almost like he hasn't left. He's still so good at the game. His core pressure, his kill pressure is immaculate, and same with Kruha, his pressure as well. I see Kruha play very aggressively on the Kai, so just this team's ability to keep the core up in the enemy's half is going to be something to be reckoned with for sure.
Yeah, power team to be scared of.
Power team for sure. Alright, I think that's all the teams completed. We will be having a future match between Team Eep and Team Don't Core Strike Us, but I believe Kev Fun will be subbing in for Zami. So we'll see what you guys will be made of. Not sure if they're ready or not, but that's the two teams we'll be watching in the future match. And I'll be joined by some special casters as well, I heard. So I'm excited to get some casting with some of the community members for sure.